Two, one, action. Yes, sir. I want to welcome you back to the G'd Up podcast. I got a special guest, returning guest today, Viper. Viper, what's happening, family?
Man, I'm chilling with that boy Black Sun. I'm back at y'all with another edition of the podcast. Man,
Yeah, man.
I'm ready to do this.
You like a regular on here now, dog. I gotta have you like 2 weeks every 4 months now, man. Everybody's been reaching out saying, man, what's up with Viper? You gotta get Viper back on. Like, you like the number one requested right now.
Man, I appreciate that.
In the streets.
Man, I appreciate that right there, family. For real. It means a lot.
I'm just telling you how it is. It's the people that's what's most requested. Like, as far as who I are, like interviews and stuff, like the most feedback I get is from yours.
What? Man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's a blessing, bro. It's really a blessing that I'm getting this type of reception right now. And getting that kind of response from the people. That means world to me,
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's crazy to me too. I was like, wow, like it's really like I shared with a lot of your fans and stuff. They're real receptive to it, and they they really want to hear more. So I said, okay, let's reach out. Let's do another one. Why not?
Right.
How you feel about this? First off, how you feel about this Young Thug, Gunna, Rico? What's going on with that?
Oh, they beefing or what?
Nah, they got hit with the Rico charge.
Who these?
Thugger, Young Thug, and Gunna, I think.
You say Thugger?
Yeah.
Not Slim Thug.
Thugger and Gunna both got hit with the Rico charge.
Thugger and Gunna. Not Slim Thug, though.
Nah, ATL artist.
Oh, man, that's up. I'm sorry that happened to them boys, man. These laws, man, they doing whatever they can to put us black men down. And they targeting us, the positive ones that's actually doing positive stuff. They targeting us first. You know what I mean? We the biggest threat. We the biggest threat to their lame establishment. And so they targeting us first, man. So they ain't the last. They ain't the first, and they won't be the last. So anybody out there hustling, man, y'all got to be extra careful now. These bitch ass laws, man, they trying to hem us all up. All my people.
Yeah, they throwing a lot of crosses.
Yeah, they just pulled me over the other day for no reason at all. Middle of the night.
What happened?
Man, I'm driving through Kingwood. Pussy ass law pulled me over. I think it was a white law. He was white or Mexican, I don't know, but he pulled me over, man. And I didn't even ask him why he pulled me over. And then he said something about it's a high crime area or high activity area, and he just wanted to make sure I checked out. That just equals racial profiling. That's all it is. And if you go to my Twitter, this happened about 3 months ago. Same exact thing. The cop this cop was Latino, and it was HBD Latina. But like I said, man, they pulled me over for no reason at all. It's just straight racial profiling. That's it. They got the right to pull over any black person they want. So they just want to pull you over and you black. Best thing you do. Rather than not be on the streets. I've been doing a lot of work at home now, man, but this bullshit. And they just shot a cat. A black guy running from his car. Pussy ass law shot him in the throat. In the back. For no reason, man. Just blasting him. He's running away. And
right in the larynx.
The problem is that right now, there's no consequential repercussions for police officers. They pretty much got a life to kill. And they just killing one race of people. That's black. That's it. Look at the numbers. We get killed 10 times as many times as other races. But we only represent 8% of the country. So you do the math, that's really like they're killing us 20 times as many times as any other race. Which it's past the point of appalling. It's almost abomination. And I think that's why there's so many horrific things happening in the world right now. It's just a sign of the time. God ain't gonna let this stupid crap go on much longer.
Maybe, I hate to play devil's advocate here, but maybe the police officer was a fan of your music. He knows you got he ordered the vinyl or something like that. You ever think about that?
Nah, this is just some Chris random cop. Yeah, man.
So what happened with that? You ain't had no. I guess he just didn't let you go, huh?
No, he ran me. He ran me. Made sure I had no warrants. I make sure I don't have no warrants, man. Because I get pulled. Black men get pulled over every 3 months. It's ridiculous. You got to be ready to get pulled over every 3 months.
Yeah.
It's called. They semi-month. It's a quarterly annual. Right. They got to pull every black man. They got to get pulled over minimum 4 times a year. No matter what you're driving, you could be in a Lamborghini. It don't matter. They by law they have to pull you over sometimes, and that's why a lot of people are busting them on their ass now. A lot of black men are busting these pussy laws on their ass. They put bullets in their ass because of the stupid shit they doing. And so the question is it's just so archaic that it's like neither side's winning. We black men are just saying fuck it, and they just going retaliatorial and busting on their ass for no reason, just like they pulling us over for no reason. So the best thing I think is to do is just defund the police, decentralize it, and give it to the citizens. Let the citizens have more power and control, like patrol, neighborhood patrol, community patrol. Put that money you investing in the cops, invested in neighborhood patrols and neighborhood associations. That's gonna protect the neighborhood better because they know the neighborhood better. You get some stupid idiot law coming through South Park, he gonna pull everybody over his feet because he don't know the area. He's just a white cop in a black neighborhood. You need to have people that's of the neighborhood that know the city.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Yeah, community police officers.
Exactly.
People live in the area.
Exactly. And I guarantee you're gonna have a lower crime rate because people are more the policing there would be they'll be more familiar with the area, the people, the citizens. They'll know which person is a threat, who ain't. And the way you do that is just defund these push-ass police departments. Don't give them all these millions of dollars a year. Cut their funding and give it to the associations, the neighborhood associations, and also, the neighborhood organizations, the neighborhood leaders, church leaders, stuff like that. They will organize it better. They're going to be able to get better patrolmen, better security that's going to know the area, that won't just be shooting every black man because they'll probably be black themselves, because they'll know the area. And these stupid ass, and I hate to curse because I really don't curse, but I gotta make this part of this interview I'm cursing because this is so important.
Yeah.
You got all these local authorities and local politicians that already know this. But they lazy and they on their pop belly ass, they ain't doing nothing, and they don't care because it ain't they people getting murdered. It's ours, it's black people. So at the end of the day, nothing's gonna get done. And that's why this world is getting worse and worse. If you notice, look at it. Global warming getting worse. Corona getting worse. War overseas getting worse. It's a reason why it's getting worse and not getting better. And these stupid politicians can't figure it out. What to do to fix it? All they gotta do is stop being racist pricks and think about somebody other than their own people. You feel me? Real talk.
Yeah. It's more fast for a lot of these motherfuckers, man. A lot of these motherfuckers still duty out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm telling you, if I go to jail, it's gonna be for busting a law in his ass. And when I do, I'm gonna kill a lot of them motherfuckers. I ain't just gonna kill a few of them. When I go to prison behind killing somebody, it's gonna be a lot of police, and I'm gonna let it be known, hell yeah, I shot up a lot of them bitch ass pussies. And that's it. So That's why I stay off the street, because I'm a fool, man. And I got all these guns at home. I probably would do something stupid. So I try to stay at home and stay out the public eye. Simple as that.
Yeah, but you gotta stay safe, man. You can't be out there wild like that, bro.
Yeah.
You lose too much, bro. You can't be out there going out like LA riot type shit, bro. LA bank robbery type shit. Put the flag jacket on.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying, though? When I go out, I'm going out with a bang. Literally, goddamn. Real talk.
Two sticks and two sidearms and an ankle bracelet. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Remember that movie what was the chick? The recent movie, the one from the Batman series. What's her name? Harley something.
Oh, shit.
She had a spin-off movie for her. But I don't know if you saw that movie, but it's a Harley Quinn spin-off. Did you ever see that one?
Birds of Prey or whatever?
It's from the Suicide Squad series, but it's a Suicide Squad, but it's a spin-off of one of the actors.
Yeah, it's Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah. But in that movie, boy, she was lighting them boys up. That's why I'm gonna go out. I think it's gonna be 1 or 2 murders. It's gonna be like 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's how Mike just be like Harley Quinn on that shit. Like, rocking motherfuckers with the bag and shit.
It won't be no question of how long I'm gonna be in jail. I'm gonna be there like 1,000 years.
John Wick status.
Pretty tough.
It's a wig, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, let's talk about something more constructive. I do want to say this, and I said this on my last video. It's the real pussy stuff. It's the real pussy stuff our government is doing right now, man. Them little kids over there get blown up in Ukraine, and we can't give them people a no-fly zone. You know, they starving little kids, little boys and little girls. They starving them to death, raping little girls. They torturing little boys, and we sitting there letting them do it. I think that's totally sick, bro. We should have gave them a no-fly zone. We should commit troops to them, you know. And until, I'm telling you, until some serious things happen, mark my words, everything you're seeing right now is going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm actually glad it is, because that's going to wake up some of these stupid people that run these governments to stop being cowards and actually do something about the stuff that's going on overseas, and stop worrying about nuclear war and all this stupid stuff. If it was going to be a nuclear war, Russia would have already sent some, okay? Russia's scarier than us. They ain't going to do nothing, but we still sitting there and let them kill all them little kids, and that's just unacceptable, bro. And I got to put that out there, and I'm saying that straight to the United States military, Homeland Security Department, FBI, CIA. Y'all all pussy to me until y'all start doing something about them little girls and little boys getting raped and killed over there in Ukraine. And the only way I think they're gonna satisfy my intuition about this is to give them not only a no-fly zone, but they need to immediately make them members of NATO. See, the reason why the U.S. and the rest of NATO don't want to let Ukraine be a part of NATO is because they know the minute they make NATO, they make Ukraine an ally in NATO, one single artillery bomb that hits Ukraine, then every NATO country has to respond to Russia. Which means we would have to deal with Russia, simple as that. But that's the problem. They don't want to deal with the U.S. government don't want to deal with Russia. They just want to let them make us look like pussies and fools. And I think it's sick. And again, that's something that's abominational. And until we take a serious stance, let Ukraine be a part of Russia, of NATO, and help finally help some people over there, that war is just gonna get worse and worse. It ain't gonna get better. Just like everything else, it's gonna get worse and worse. The only thing Biden has done right, in my opinion, since he's been a president, is the statement that he made where he said, if we don't take care of Russia now, it's going to be more expensive to take care of them later. So that's true. Same thing with Iran. We're dealing with Iraq. If we wouldn't have took care of Iraq the way we did, they would have had nuclear capabilities later. They could have blown up one of their neighbors and drawn us into something. But now, American military is being scary, and Russia, they just gonna keep picking at Ukraine, keep picking, and then once they take care of Ukraine, they gonna pick at another country. And like they said, like the president said, if we don't pay all this money now, it's gonna be more expensive later. So yeah, he did good by getting that $40 billion package, but the problem with that is that's just money. They all got money. Money is not gonna solve this issue. They need territorial protection. The no-fly zone will make it where they can't take any more of this democratic territory. Right now, Russia's trying to take democratic territory. That's unacceptable. That's basically like Russia coming to our country and taking an entire state. And so that is just unacceptable. And I don't care what nobody says. I heard some people say, "Oh, we don't want to go on a nuclear war." So you're telling me you rather not go into a nuclear war than to see a little girl, a little boy get their tongue cut out by the Russian military and raped and murdered and tortured? That to me is sick, that people would be so scared to make a little sacrifice that they would let these atrocities continue. And I promise they're going to continue, but they're going to get worse. You know why? Because God set up with this lame-ass world where everything is backwards. And when I say God, let me repeat that. I don't want to say God. I want to say Christ, because I'm a Christian. Christ fed up with it. And he's going to deal with it, and that's what he's doing right now. That's why global warming is going up. That's why corona is going up. That's why nuclear war possibility is going up. And guess what? You know what I do, bro? I sit there at the news. When I'm working on the computer, I do my computer work, and I watch the news. And I watch how the world is going to hell in a handbasket. And I'm glad it is. Because it's the exact opposite of what a real world should be. Police killing random black men whenever they want. Little kids getting raped and murdered, and the stupid ass U.S. government letting it happen. I mean, that sounds like hell, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound sick? You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's all right. So we got somebody who's dealing with it, and you know what his name is, right? You know what his name is?
I think you want to get more political. I had no idea you were so political.
Hey, but answer this question. Do you know what his name is? The man that's gonna take care of this situation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There we go. Now we talking. Speak it.
Yeah,
you know what they say, speak it and it comes.
Hey,
speak it and it comes into fruition.
It's unraveling like it's supposed to.
There we go. Now we talking. It's unraveling. And see, when I hear younger people like yourself being able to accept that is heaven on earth. Because my kids, I talk to my kids. I say, you know what? Y'all know this world might end pretty soon, right? And they say, yeah, we know, Daddy, but we okay with it. See, that is what we call the meat of humanity. That's the soul of humanity. When young people are fed up, so much to the point that they don't care if the world goes. You know what I mean? So much to the point that they actually want it to go because it's so sickening. And And that's what it is right now. It's literally sickening. It's making me throw up, man. I'm watching the news. I'm watching ABC World News, and they showing pictures of little girls raped by Russian military, little boys limbs cut off by Russian military. I mean, little girls blown up. This is unacceptable, bro. It's just completely unacceptable, and I'm glad Christ is about to eradicate it. And us as religious people, we actually have been praying for this. We have been wanting this to happen. It's called the rapture, is one word for it. It's also called the second coming. But we've been praying for this to actually happen. We've been wanting it to happen because this is the way that we'll actually get to see Christ re-manifest himself. So that's why, if it happens that way, that's just the way it happens. Real talk. But yeah, man, let's get on some music. I just had to put that out there because I'm seeing so much of it on the news.
Hey man, you gotta be real with them and talk about the status and the status of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like what's really going on. So
yeah, and I just
we
wish.
get that perspective, bro. Like I said, I didn't know that white was so damn political, bro.
Yeah, man,
I'm inspired me to like get more active, getting informed. And, sometimes I'd be seeing shit on Twitter where it'd be like, oh, look at this house and the cops knew about it and they were trafficking kids and some shit happened and nothing happened. It's like you hear something happen and that's just, it's like the shit is, so much stuff is just, like people just turn a blind eye to a lot of shit. So
it's horrific.
the world definitely it's definitely fucked up, it's definitely fucked up, like.
Well,
all right, but
I'm glad that you see the pinholes in the system, and I just people say I'm a Debbie Downer and I'm being negative and let's think more positive. The bottom line is that is thinking positive. There's nothing more positive than you can get in Christ Jesus. You said it yourself. You said the opposite way. There is no
love.
And if you keep watching the news, you're gonna start hearing some key words starting to repeat themselves. And you're going to start hearing more and more. Mark my words. One key word is going to be nuclear. That's one key word. You're going to keep hearing more and more. Another key word you're going to keep hearing is uncertain time. You're going to hear more and more of that. And then lastly, the last thing you're going to hear is, I was on the tip of my tongue, man. But you know what? I was thinking about it while we going through our thing here, and I was throwing back out there, man. But it's on the tip of my tongue. But oh yeah, I think I got it now. The third thing you're gonna, actually four things. That was two. The fourth thing you're gonna hear is a lot of is COVID subvariant. That word is gonna keep coming up more and more and more. And
word.
And then the last one is warming, which is short for global warming. But you're gonna see that we broke several records this week in Texas for heat, and since records that haven't been broken since one of them broke this week in Houston was a record that was set in 1860 or something like that. And now we've broken it in 3 days straight. They broke 3 records of heat, and that's because of global warming. So those 4 words, you're going to start hearing more and more. When you watch the news, nuclear, COVID subvariant, uncertain, and warming. Yeah, so those are the preparatory words. Those are the words that you use to start preparing yourself for Christ to get rid of this lame world. Those words you're gonna keep hearing more and more. Mark my words, bro. And this ain't something that's gonna happen overnight. This is something that's gonna build and build and build because, like I said, the people who could have did something to stop it refuse to. There's a building. The FBI is one of the worst departments in our country, actually in the world. If I had my opportunity, I would piss on every FBI building that there is. The reason why is because to this very day, they still have marked on their building, inscribed in their buildings, the name of the man who murdered over 4 or 5 different black leaders. His name starts with a J.
What's his name? John McKinley?
No, I'm gonna start it over for you. Name starts with a J. Middle name is an E. Because I don't want to say his name because it ain't worth me saying. First name starts with a J. Second word starts with an E. Third word starts with an H. He was the man who orchestrated the murders of over 4 or 5 different black civil rights leaders. And the reason why he murdered them, it wasn't because he had the power, he was given the power to do it. He did it because he was trying to silence African Americans, just like they tried to silence us with the Tulsa experience, Tulsa murders, where they killed for no reason, killed hundreds of black women, men, and children for no reason whatever, just because we had our own little city that was about to become something in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, fucked up.
Okay. Well, the thing about it is that it goes back to the same thing that Russia's doing. It's called ethnic cleansing. FBI is doing it the same thing, but the FBI is doing it covertly. And the way they're doing it, they got this man name still on this building. They refuse to take it off. No matter how many times people are going up to these FBI buildings saying, take this man's name off this building and replace it with the men he murdered. Okay? Instead of it calling the JEH Federal Building in Washington, call it the Martin Luther King Federal Building, because that's one of the men he murdered. You see what I'm saying? Instead of the
they're calling it like his name or some shit like that.
Instead of the JEH Federal Building in New York, call it the Malcolm X Building, because that's another man he murdered. You understand? Let me keep going.
Yeah.
Instead of calling the building in Houston the JEH Federal Building, call it the Emmett Till Building, because that's another man he murdered. His workers murdered that little boy and hung him as if he was just a dog in the street. And so my point is, they refuse to do it. They're not going to do it. I don't care how many times you got there and ask, they ain't going to do it. And that's a good thing, because you know who's going to do it? Guess who's going to do it?
Who? Go ahead.
You don't know?
Go ahead, Mike. You got the mic, bro. Go ahead. You put it on game.
What?
You have to everybody on him right now.
I would let you tell it, though. You just said his name earlier.
JC, you talking about my boy JC?
Jesus Christ, he's going to erase it. He's going to erase J. Edgar Hoover name off the field. But you know how he going to do it. You know,
You know how what we talk about is like if you know, you know.
You know how.
They're trying to distract a lot of people with this Chris Rock and Will Smith shit and Amber Heard and Johnny Depp shit. You know what I mean? But like, you know, they Viper tell it. You know what I'm saying? We really see what's going on.
Yeah, like I say, see the thing about it is they not gonna let you. They're not gonna bring any of this stuff out. It's only people that really can know this stuff, that have the platform to say something about it, that's gonna say it. I have a platform to say something about it, so I'm letting them know. Right. I'm letting them know ahead of time. The reason why Corona is getting worse, the reason why the possibility of a stronger threat of nuclear war, The reason why is a stronger threat of global warming and water filling up to 10 to 20 feet on our U.S. soil is because if FBI refuses to cover his name up, guess who else can cover his name up? Guess who else can put a whole 30 feet of water over that name on that building? Guess who can do it? JC.
Oh, you already know.
Guess who is going to be able to make every federal? Guess who's going to erase every federal agent in that building who refused to change the building name with make it right. But you know how you gonna do it with one of them three things I told you. Sub-variant. Remember I said that? Sub-variant. That way, it don't matter how many times them FBI people go get vaccines, it ain't gonna work. You know why? Because they refusing to take his name off. See, if they took his name off, Christ wouldn't have to come and do it for him. But because they refusing to do it, he gonna have to do it. But you know what? Christ can't come down there with a pen and chisel. He's gonna come down there with a nuclear bomb or COVID that gonna erase the whole building, or a water typhoon that'll throw the whole building off down. Typhoon. And that's how he's gonna erase it. See, they had their chance to erase it. And what's crazy, they gonna refuse to erase it to the end. When they all dead, about to lay on their last breath, well, we still ain't gonna do it. And people like me are gonna be saying, I'm glad you didn't do it, because now I get to see my Lord earlier than I would have had to wait to see. So the whole point is, this is the opportunity to fix it. This is the chance for the U.S. government to go over there and help some people in Ukraine. This is the chance for these federal people to take them names off. This is their time to do it. And guess what? 99.99% chances they ain't gonna do it in time. So that's why I say it's a process. They ain't gonna get it done in time. So, and that's just how it is. So I'm glad you can see the holes in the ceiling, so to speak, that we on borrowed limited time. So as you go on, it's hard for younger people to see this because they just stepping into life. But it's unfortunate that you guys are going to have to be ready for it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Because these people who was our age that's supposed to fix it, they not going to fix it. They done made it horrific for y'all. And so now y'all going to have to deal with the brunt of what they've done. And so we all going to go to the ship's going to sink for us all, unfortunately. But that's just it, man. But I just had to throw it out there so people can have an understanding. I want people to understand why Corona is going to keep getting worse and never going to get better, no matter how many vaccine shots people get. I want people to understand why this threat of nuclear war and eventually getting to that point is happening. I want people to understand why global warming is going to be horrific by the year 2040 because of these things we talk about, and y'all just have to be ready for it because, like I say, it ain't going to get no better. Even our own military saying they ain't finna get no better, it's gonna be worse and worse. So prepare. Y'all gonna start preparing now. And don't be silly and think it's a big game, everything's a big life, it's a big joke. It ain't. So prepare yourself. That's my key word for everybody now. Prepare yourself. Because it's gonna happen. And that's it, bro, on that. No more political stuff. That's it.
Yeah. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. If you ain't hearing nowhere else, tell yourself, man.
And I'm glad, man. I really appreciate you reaching out to me, letting me, put these good words in people's ear, man. Cause
I appreciate you coming on here and blessing the mic and reaching out to me, man. Like you were saying earlier, I'm blessed to have a platform to be able to do this shit. So I'm just reaching back out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I just feel my gratitude towards you. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I want to say this last thing. I want to say this last thing.
Have you seen that new Kendrick Lamar video?
No, I haven't seen it.
where it's like faces changing and shit. You got like a deep face change or something.
Oh, that's tight. I know I've seen one of his videos made like 18 million views in one day. Like, oh wow.
Yeah, something like that.
Insane. Yeah,
Yeah, just
I'm
his
happy
like
for him.
faces changing, like he's like turning into like Will Smith and like Nipsey Hussle, and he's like turning into like all these icons and shit. Continuity, you know what I'm saying?
That's good, man. I'm good. I'm glad he's doing
Yeah.
tonight
The
too.
technology that he's using to do the face swap and shit is like really like much leveling up.
Oh yeah. Hey, I want to say this last thing, and then we're gonna get on the
Go
music.
ahead, brother.
I just want to say this last thing. In preparation, we're talking about the preparation for the end times and these type of things going on. I want to say this. Most of us are just human beings. In other words, we ain't Catholic priests, we ain't Catholic nuns, and we ain't the Pope. So none of us is perfect, okay? A lot of those people are in biblical terms and Christian terms. But, realistically, most of us aren't. So most of us probably aren't living the perfect Christian life, doing those things, doing some things that, you know, that isn't perfect. But with that being said, there is a way to satisfy our Lord without being perfect. Now, it ain't total satisfaction because He wants you totally perfect. But if you as you try to get to that point, use whatever talent you have to bring in money for His kingdom. In other words, whatever you are the best at, use it to get as much money as you can for His kingdom. Because I say that because some of us you know we ain't Mother Teresa, but Mother Teresa didn't take $1 million and give it to starving kids in Africa. Okay, she did it the more Christian way, with having her being just a flawless Christian. Now, there's other people that ain't perfect in they living life, but they giving massive amounts of money to charities, saving kids' lives, starving children, helping in that way. You got me? That in my opinion, that in my opinion, it ain't as good as Mother Teresa, but it's almost as good. I think Christ is such a forgiving person that He's gonna look at the full picture. You know,
Amen.
yeah, Mary Teresa was Mary Teresa was perfect, but she saved 1 million souls with her words. This person wasn't perfect, but he saved 2 million souls with his money. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, there's a balance there. As a human, and as a Christian, you have to find your balance. And whatever your balance is, take your talent and use it to your best of your ability. I know for a fact, I have to say very well fit. I gotta say well fit, because
blessings, you gotta take your strengths and really look at shit. That's what I tell all the kids I work with and everything. I'm like, you gotta use your strengths. You know what I'm saying? Use it to your advantage.
And use your strength to build up His kingdom. So I know for a fact I'm trying to be a rap superstar, just for one reason. It's just to make more money to reinvest in other companies so I can give back to charities in a massive way. So in order for me to do that, I gotta do one thing. I gotta make sure I stay in shape for the video. So that way it gets a lot of views and that makes more money. So I actually have to stay in shape. That's one reason why I actually have to do it. Another thing is I have to play the piano because it makes music that makes more money. And that's my talent, playing the piano. So you put all these things together, and yeah, I might not be living I might not be living a perfect life, but I'm doing everything physically I can do to bring glory to God's kingdom, to Jesus' kingdom through charity. You know what I mean? So that's my point. Is do your best through charity. In other words, uh, take whatever talent you got and work it to your best ability. I'm saying this while all these things are happening. That's my point. Do it now while all these things are happening. Okay. That way, when it all is said and done, we all spinning for the judgment. You can at least say, "Hey, I was using my talent to do this, to give money to the poor, to pay my tithe, to pay, to help another person," and that'll give you some brownie points on Judgment Day. You got me? Because Judgment Day is coming soon in the next few years. And so you want to have them brownie points any way you can get them. If you know you ain't getting them through the good book, being perfect, then get them another way. You see what I'm saying? But make sure you get them Christ brownie points because you're going to need it. And so now's the point to do it. Now's the time to start doing it. That's what I want to say because, you know, a lot of people shy away from Christianity because it's so strict. But that was my point is that you don't have to be just totally strict and perfect about it. There's ways you can make it work. And that's what my point. Find your glitch. Yeah. That's the point of it.
Right.
And you get that glitch by talking to Jesus, having a conversation with Christ. He gonna tighten you up. But anyway, that's it on that. I just had to say that because a lot of people are running scared. They still don't know what to do. That's how you're going to find comfort in these unsettling and ending times. That's how you're going to find comfort. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to throw that out there, man.
Yeah, bro, that's real, man. Yeah, you know, if you're scared out there and you don't really know what's going on, man, close your eyes and try praying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get it out there. Like, it's going to help. Like, at the end of the day. Like, if you got something, like, at the very least, it's going to feel good to say it out there. Like, say it to, you know, whoever's listening out there. So,
absolutely.
Keep it off your chest, bro. And like Viper said, prepare. The car from Lion King.
That's right, prepare.
Be prepared. But, okay, bro. So, let's set up with the music, bro.
Man, I'm very excited. I got a lot of good things going on right now. I wanted to throw a lot of them out there. I've got NFTs on sale. Let me chunk y'all a few of these websites so y'all can kind of see where they're at.
Yeah, you got to send me. Yeah, you got to text me, bro.
Okay, I'll text you. But one of them, the NFTs, the Viper NFTs, if y'all go to my Twitter, y'all will be able to see where y'all can go and get the NFTs. They're very inexpensive. People are reselling them as we speak. So you want to get it early so you can resell it for a profit. That's popping right now. Then, what I'm really, really excited about, a lot of people didn't know, I'm also a painter. I can paint as well. Not only can I use my fingers for the piano, but I can also paint. And I am doing 12 limited edition Viper paintings. And I'm going to be selling them online, the highest bidder. You can go to apt13gallery.com. That's apt13gallery.com. Basically, apt13gallery.com. And just spelled out like that, apt13gallery.com. I've got 3 pieces going to be over there for my online for a May 18th show, and then I've got a June 24th show where some additional pieces will be for sale. These are these are personally made by me. I sat there and painted them. The thing about painting is very time consuming, and that's why I kind of don't do as much of it. But I wanted people to know that I can really draw, I can really paint. So I have put 3 of them out there. If you go to my Twitter, you can see the pictures of them. They will be for sale online at apt13gallery.com starting May 18th. So if anything, just go and take a look at the pictures on my Twitter because I think everybody's really going to dig it. So that's another thing I got going on. Of course, I'm recording the Y'all Car Was Doing Me Smoke Crack 2 album. I'm actually have been considering going ahead and dropping 2 albums simultaneous. Uh,
No.
I don't know if everybody knows, but whenever I make beats, I just like to make a bunch of them all at one time. So I'm definitely going to make enough beats for the 3 upcoming albums, which is actually the 4 upcoming albums, which is Y'all Cowards Don't Smoke Crack, Black Jesus, Black Santa. Well, in the order that they're coming out is Y'all Cowards Don't Smoke Crack, uh, Black Santa, Black Jesus, and then High Side No Haters. Those 4 is what I'm going to be working on. I got a chord keyboard, a new one recently, man, and I'm just excited about that. Uh, I haven't had a chance to start to break it out and start working on the beats, but this particular project, these particular projects are going to have a combination of Fruity Loops and the chord. So it's just really going to be insane. The beats are going to be ridiculous. Um, uh, I'm catering to a lot of fast beats on these new projects. There'll be 1 or 2 or 3 slow songs that you can really just sit back and groove to. But for the most part, it's going to be up tempo, uplifting, kind of drive fast in your car kind of tracks. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. When I say drive fast, folk, I ain't talking about past the speed limit. I don't want nobody saying Viper said go driving fast. When I say drive fast, I mean just driving, cruising, and jamming. You know what I'm saying? In the in the yeah in the fast lane. That's all. Just in the fast lane. But nowadays you jump in that fast lane, you're gonna have to drive 70. Somebody gonna hit you if you don't.
Yeah. And stay loose.
Yeah, so I'm
So
doing that.
just watch out for little kids. Like you said, you got pulled over. That's crazy, bro. If you got pulled over, you get pulled over about every 2 fucking years.
Yeah, man, and you would think after all that's happened with the cops lately, last couple of years, that that something will be done. And the main problem is they still haven't passed a series of very vital police, um, police decentralizing laws uh, that's going to take away some of this power from the police. Now we were good that we got the one anti-lynching law passed. Uh, you know, that's better than nothing. But again, there's so much they have to do. There's no way they're going to get it done. Um, it's one of them situations where they can try, but it just won't be enough. So we just keep praying that they can get as much done as they can until that time comes. But other than that, man, I got the artwork, NFT, uh, of course, the Y'all Coward vinyls. Y'all can go to rapperviperbandcamp.com, pick that vinyl up. Now here's the key, man. I want everybody to understand this. If you order a vinyl and you haven't got it in a couple days, give it a little time. You're gonna get your vinyl. Now this is the key. I'm only putting out a limited amount of vinyl. It's gonna be anywhere between 50. So far, I have put out 500. That's it. Um, I'm contemplating putting out another 500. Uh, I may do 1,000, but the point is that it's a limited group of people that are going to have this vinyl. Tops 1,500 people. So it's important.
Wow.
It's important you get your name on that list because this is a double vinyl. It's not just a single vinyl. That itself boosts its value up substantially because most vinyls out there are single vinyls. This one's a double. Artists made all the beats. Artists rapped on all the beats. That right there eliminates every other album ever made of all time. So what that means is um, there has never been another album, a standalone album, with 2 vinyls where the artist rapped on every beat without anyone else, no features, and made every single beat from scratch on some form of musical equipment, not sampled, handmade on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So that right there
And the artwork.
in the artwork, yes. So the authenticity and value of it with those things, and plus the amount of small amount of items out there, is just going to make it insanely valuable. So
Yeah.
everybody that's made an order, their name is on the list. If they have not got it already, it's actually not a bad thing because they are going to get a free vinyl. It's either going to be a free Y'all Cowards mystery vinyl, or it's going to be the Y'all Cowards 2 vinyl, one half of it, plus their product, plus two free posters, a free postcard, a free DVD in there. All these
Or
things,
you got to send me one of them packages, so you got to send me one of them.
absolutely. And all of this for $49 is really unheard of. People right now are paying minimum $99 for a one-sided vinyl. So this right here is a substantial deal. And at the end of the day, you want to get on that list. And you don't want to cancel your order. And the reason why is because uh, what I've been noticing is a lot of people that uh, have been uh, canceling are the ones that sending negative rhetoric, I mean, negative ranting on the internet. And so what's happening in those particular people, once I give them their money back, I keep their name in the system. Their name still stays there. All it says is refunded. So if I see that name a second time, I'm just gonna instantly refund them. They're gonna give them no product because they was causing problems for everybody else because they making it to where uh, it's causing me negativity, and then it's gonna make everybody, it affects everybody down the line. So the key is, don't be a hater, don't be a snitch. Just chill and wait for your product. You're gonna be happy with what you get. And
Yeah.
technically, we talking about $49. That's nothing, man. I mean, it ain't like you paid $1,000 for it. We talking about a few $10 bills. So the key is, be patient, wait, and wait on this legacy, this package. This package, when you get it, is gonna be self wrapped.
Yeah, that's some of this vicious shit, man.
Yeah, and it's self wrapped, meaning it's gonna have two wrappings on it. It's gonna have the actual plastic uh, shrink wrap that came from the manufacturer. Then it's got a second wrapping around it that contains all the free stuff. So you getting a product that's already sealed, ready to be preserved. You feel me? And
Yeah.
that, in terms of value, when you open it up later, it's substantial, man. So like I say, don't be a hater, man. Just be patient. Wait on your product is coming. And not only that, you become part of my personal family. We're only talking about 1,500 people. 1,500 people wouldn't fit in a big church. You feel me? So these people are really, I consider my family. They put an investment in me. They invested in me and my movement and what I'm trying to do. And so I consider them family. And at the end of the day, you don't want to discontinue yourself from your family over
Yeah,
$49.
that's how I feel
Over
about my
$49.
Patreon.com/Vito podcast. That's how I feel about my Patreon family. Like whatever I do for them, like I do it all the way 100. I just keep it real with them.
That's
So,
real
like,
good.
I'm gonna switch gears real quick. I watched your YouTube videos where you're going in, and on one of them, I forget what number it was, but you were going in, you were saying that you will be cryogenically frozen. And you had the dog tag, and I want you to talk a little bit about that, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm a member of an organization, and it's about 250 of us. And we will be chronologically frozen. But I'm here. Like I said, that's probably not going to happen because I personally think the world's going to be eliminated before that can even happen. We're talking about this process probably happening in 1960. That's when I'll be 90s. Um, I come from a family of long livers. My grandfather lived to be 104. My daddy turned 90 on the 19th, and he's walking and talking like a 40-year-old. So, as far as me leaving this earth uh, prematurely, I mean, anything health wise is not going to happen. It's going to, if I do leave, it's going to be something premature. So we're looking at the 2060 before they do put me in a free state with the other 250 members, and that's realistic. I don't see the planet lasting that long. Global warming, the way global warming is alone, we're looking at 2050 tops. So, uh, they already said they really can't do anything about global warming. So, you know, odds are I'm not going to be frozen. I'm going to actually go to Christ the other way, natural way, whatever it has, whatever way this place is. So, but if the default is a tank, yes, that is my default. Instead of a grave, it was a free
Okay. All right. So how's how's the crack game going? I guess you're the only person I really know like in the crack game. Has the crack game slowed up now with the recession and the inflation and all that? How's that looking for
state. Yeah, the crack game, man, it's always looking good. I always keep some work. I got to. What I mean, that's just the game. Always keep some work. So I keep a few rocks, but uh, a lot of times it's for friends. And it's like any other drug you can think of. I tend to keep stuff on deck, but I hardly ever do it. That's the whole thing about it. I keep all kind of stuff on deck, but it's very seldom that I do it. Literally, I don't have time. You know what I mean? I used to smoke weed a lot. Like that was my thing for a while, but then I just got too busy to smoke weed. Like I'll take a hit of weed every few days. Now I'm just so busy. My drug of choice is really alcohol. Like if they said you can't have no drugs, if they said you can't have no drugs, which drug would they say you have to keep? It'd be alcohol for me. So that's my drug of choice, not necessarily crack. Crack, every now and then I'll take a hit of crack, but it's for one reason only. It's just to exercise because you get that just boom, quick boost of energy. But there's some side effects with it too, so it ain't magic. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't suggest it to anybody. Do the natural exercise. Drink you some coffee or get you some caffeine in your system if you want to work out. Don't put that on cocaine because that's
valid or something.
yeah,
Push ups.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Do you sit up? Do you sit up? And I've gotten to the point now where out of every 10 times I'll exercise and do sit ups, I might smoke one out of 10. But that's the whole thing about it is because that's really on time. I'm on a time frame. In other words, I've got to work out minimum every other day. Every third day I got to work out. If I go past that fourth day, I start to literally feel sick. Like my body starts to shut down. Like I can't go without exercise. I've been doing it since I was 7 years old. So once I start to get sick, I have to exercise. It's like a sickness in me. It's like I'm fiending almost. It's that feeling you get from it. Well, the problem is, and the problem is sometimes, I be so tired, man. I work, 2 days straight, ain't slept in 2 days, because my schedule is weird. I literally work for 2-3 days straight and then sleep for a day straight. You know what I mean? My schedule is the exact opposite of everybody else. It ain't even a night owl schedule because sometimes I sleep all through the night and through the day because I done worked 3 days straight. So, with that being said, that fourth day, if I done stayed up, bam, I might take a little hit just to go and knock these 1,500 sit-ups off. You know what I mean? Because I just don't have the energy to do it, natural energy, because I'm drained from not sleeping for 3 days. But the key is, I do my workout regardless. It ain't how I feel. It just has to get done. So yeah, every now and then I say, "Gee." But other than that, mostly I say 90% of the time it's just straight natural. You know what I mean? I turn the news on and take a few hits of the green and of the weed and drink a beer. That beer gives me a good energy to do the exercise. So have a beer with it, and I do it naturally. Just weed and alcohol. But like I say, if I'm drained, the show must go on. So hey, it's gonna go on. You feel?
Yeah,
Real talk.
he's gonna do his thing regardless.
Man, I gotta get that workout in, bro. I got the best body in the rap game right now. And at some point it's gonna get seen. So that's I gotta make sure to stay that way. You feel me?
How do you feel about Elon Musk buying Twitter and possibly letting Donald Trump back on and all that? How do you feel about that? Like the Twitter takeover?
You know, uh, I kind of personally have this beef with all uh, major big entrepreneurs like that, just because to me it's almost like they were handed a silver spoon. You talk about people like, uh, I mean, you go through the list of the top five richest people in the world. Every single one of them, in my opinion, has been fed a silver spoon. They never had to work to get to the point where they at. They were given a stock trade symbol by the racist white U.S. government, which us black people never get. Um, so,
Yeah,
so once you have a trade symbol, you can go out there and get $1 billion from investors overnight. So, they make sure we don't get that. I went to the U.S. government 5 times to get a trade symbol for free movies. Every time they denied me, and it was one
yeah,
reason.
it was coming soon.
It was one reason it's coming, but one reason was the main reason was because I'm black, and they not going to give that much power to a black man. So whenever you bring up some of these people, it sets off a, a it sets off a innerness in me that kind of is upset. But at the same time, I respect what they're doing. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I don't personally think it was a good investment for Musk because uh, social media is a business where you, in my opinion, you can't really make a lot of money. Now, he can make some money if he started charging people to tweet, but if he does that, he's going to lose a substantial amount of his uh, people. They just won't pay for tweets. It's just something people won't do. It'd be almost like paying for Facebook posts or paying for
Right.
Instagram posts. It's just something that won't happen. People just won't do it. Well, they'll just go to other social media sites, or they'll do it, but they'll do it in a very a very conservative way, and they just won't make any money. Now I understand what he was doing though. It was a powerful move because he made himself. He basically monopolized he basically monopolized a platform on social media, which gives him a very strong microphone. But financially, it won't make him a lot of money. So the question is, if his uh, if his objective was to give himself a platform, a voice, a strong platform voice, then I applaud him. But if his objective was to try to make money on the deal, then I don't, because I think he could have made a more wiser choice. In that, if you take $44 billion, that's a lot of money. Me personally, I would have invested in some type of product organization. But again, we never know. And in terms of the part about Donald Trump, you know, I don't see eye to eye with Donald Trump. Uh, like I said, I lost total. He lost my credibility when he said uh, the people of the white nationalists were the same as Black Lives Matter, or something to the effect that they're both they're good people, white nationalists. Uh, I kind of lost. It kind of it just I lost this taste. There was a distaste
Yeah.
to that. So when it comes to what he's saying, his things, Donald Trump, it lost a lot of magnitude with me. But at the same time, I believe in freedom of speech, And I think it's a good thing that he let the man on now, because at the end of the day, that's a coward's move to ban somebody. That's pure censorship in its rawest form, and it is totally unacceptable on any level for any person, in my opinion. Let people speak. It does if they got something stupid to say, people gonna know it. You know what I mean? Simple as that. But don't ban them from
Yeah, I agree.
speaking. That's happening in Russia right now. They don't have free press. So they're all confused. They think the army is doing the right thing, they president, when the truth of the matter is he's not. But uh, again, uh, you know, I applaud Musk. You know, it was a calculated move for media purpose. Maybe he's got something else in his back pocket that he's going to use Twitter to promote. You know, but I do know that
Uh-huh.
I know he substantially took a hit with this deal, because being that uh, there's so many electric car companies coming out, Tesla's value is quickly deflating, and so I know the percentage of ownership he still has in Tesla is gonna be uh, deflated, as companies like Ford and Chevy, they are releasing all electric cars this year and next year. Uh, so maybe it was a almost like a you know, get out of town before the town closes down deal. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Hmm.
and so in that effect, I applaud him too. Just me personally, I would have probably went into something different, something more product based, maybe even starting his own uh, electric car company. You know, with that much money he could have. But again, uh, until I see transparency in the executive American executive world, I really there's a level of respect that just isn't there for me personally.
Hmm. Okay, Michael, put your economist hat on for a second. What do we do about these falling markets, Bitcoin crashing? What do you think about this? Is real estate about to crash? Looks like it's doing.
Well, here's the issue. America, we had 400,000 births last year, the lowest birth rate in American history, which makes no sense because we have the largest population of American history, which you would think we have the highest birth of American history, but we had the lowest, only 400,000 kids made. What that equals to is the American deficit going up because we don't have enough manpower to export products. Okay, the way we make our money is by selling it to other countries, selling products to other countries. Well, we don't have the manpower to make it. Okay, we not gonna make no money. So that's what's happening now. We have a situation where we just don't have the manpower, being new manpower. When I say manpower, I'm talking about new power. Yes, there's more jobs now than there's ever been in history, American history, but those jobs are smaller paying jobs. And they're also, um, it's just it's just not a strong enough workforce. And so all these things you're talking about are connected to that. The real estate market, the alternative currency market, which is crypto. Uh, there's so many other alternatives. You got annuities,
Right.
you got options, you got, the list goes on. Crypto is just one alternative currency. And alternative currency is good for the economy. But we're talking about a workforce that is depleting, which is the United States workforce. Naturally, all these things are going to be affected by that. Then you couple that with inflation. You know, it's only
Yeah.
it's only natural that crypto currency in America and worldwide would fall. Real estate, of course, was going to fall because you don't have enough houses for people to buy them. And the houses you do have, uh, people can charge whatever they want for them. So now you got a median house in the United States of America that's $450,000. You know,
Yeah, right.
the average person cannot pay $4,000 a month for it. You just can't
No.
do it. And that's with A1 credit. You got, B credit, you're looking at about 5 to 6 thousand a month. Just even if you're making 100,000 a year, you're not going to be able to afford that. If your husband's making it, then maybe you can get one of these $450,000 houses. So of course, that's affecting the real estate market. Only if certain people can buy it. There's not enough inventory, so it's stalled. A stalled real estate market is bad for the economy, just like a stalled uh, alternative currency market. You know, all
So,
these things.
what do you think about like parenting advice? I feel you got some parents that listen to your music. What do you have advice for like any new parents out there who's like trying to raise kids? Like what would you tell people trying to raise kids today? Any advice to people today?
Yeah, man. I would say try to build a family network. Uh, you know, try to get as many people as you can. It takes a village to run a child. Well, now with this economy, it takes a town to raise a child, not just a village. You know, and in the next few years, it's gonna take a city to raise a child because you're gonna need that much support. People aren't making the same money they used to make. The salaries aren't there. They gotta work more hours. Means they're gonna have to have more child care. And so the way you counter that is have families who can help you with some of these things, child care, particularly, uh, just costs in general. You talk about child care, that's all day, every day. People want to get out if they've been working all day and all week. They want to have some time to themselves. And so now you're talking about plenty of daycare. And if the money isn't there to pay for it, then just get family members to help you. And it's crazy because that's the problem. We're so quick to. I've been noticing with this, with a lot of people, they so quick to go off on their family and disrespect their family. And they'll go and shake the hand of the first stranger in the street instead of fellowshipping with their family, people who can help them with their children. So that's my, uh, that is my suggestion. Don't get caught up with people you don't know. Get more involved with people that you haven't been reaching out to. We got all these tons of others that we refuse to reach out to because of the whole camaraderie rivalry thing. I want to be the richest one in the family. I want to be the biggest one in the family. I want to be the most popular one. So we shun out all the other members. We go in the street and make friends with everybody that's the sidewalk instead of helping, instead of dealing with our own people, our own family. So that's my suggestion. New parents, you know, reach out to your family more. And it's a hard thing. I even have a problem with it sometimes. But if you can do it, it's a good thing.
What's your NBA prediction? Like for who you got?
Uh, you know, LA, man, it's just they just got a lot of talent. I haven't been watching. I haven't been following the basketball much lately. But I will say, it's kind of like when they put Magic and Kareem together.
Hmm.
You can't stop them. You can try, but at the end of the day, LA's got a lot of talent. Uh, so I'm looking forward to LA, honestly. And there's no prejudice here because we recently bought a house in LA. So I'm not necessarily a Houstonian. diehard fan because I wasn't born here. I was actually born in El Dorado, Arkansas, which technically I should be closer to Dallas, but really I should be more of a Dallas boy living it. And all that I don't really cater to. I just go with whoever I like. And, most of the time it is local based teams, but this is just the pure talent keeps resonating with those out there.
Oh man, what is your Viper? What is your favorite like old school video game? Like if we're talking about like Pac-Man or like what did you grow up playing? Like with Sega Genesis, you played Tekken. Like what did you play growing up?
Man, it's crazy because when I was growing up, you know, I love my parents to death. And they, what they would do is whenever we got in trouble, they would tear us up. But after they did that, they would get us nice things to make up for it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we had everything just so we wanted. And sometimes it make you almost want to act bad, so you get a whooping to get something good. But
Oh
man,
yeah, too much.
but
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I caught a plenty of good whooping, so I had a plenty of good games. Man, uh, I had Sega Genesis, I had the first guitar, I even had that track. Now you don't know about that. I had that track.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know about that trick. Oh, what
And
else did you have?
every handheld game you can think of. The original, it all started with we was playing this on the bus in elementary school, the handheld Atari football. It was just little sticks, and you moved the ball with the little arrows on it,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
and they were handheld. And then they got more advanced with time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so yeah, my favorite game of all time is definitely gonna be Sonic. Because it
Nice.
resonates with a lot of things when I was in middle school, early high school. A lot of people don't know, man, I graduated at 16 from high school. Well, I just turned 17 when I graduated. So I was literally a 12-year-old freshman. So, you know, a lot of this stuff games starting to get banned. I was still in middle school. Uh,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, it's really great.
Oh shit. Yeah, yeah, man. Sonic is a classic. Sonic is like one of them. Sonic is one of them ones. You know what I'm saying?
It's out of Sonic and Zelda. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sonic, Zelda, and Mario Bros.
Yeah.
All those three was kind of that would probably be my top three. It'd be hard to decide out of them. Those three because Super Mario Brothers, it was its own thing in that once you
Yeah.
beat the game, it was the very first game of all time that had ending credits. Like there was no other game that did that. And then they also
Yeah, Super
pointed out,
Mario made the level structure. Like each they made different levels, and you had to get to the end and to beat the end of the world. Yeah, it was a whole experience when that came out.
yeah. And so,
Yeah.
I
All
find
right.
myself,
That.
I
Oh
love that
man.
game.
So I just sent you an email, big dog. You were talking about Sonic. This is my homeboy song. GMT. He over there doing beats and doing production. We was over there rapping and shit, but
Nice.
this is homeboy. He made a beat and he used that Sonic beat on there.
Man, I appreciate you doing the video, doing this thing every now and then.
Yeah, bro. Of course, dog. I'm gonna have you on again before the end of the year again, of course. I'm gonna have to round you out, definitely. So
Yeah,
I'm
man,
gonna
I'll
send
be
out the
thinking about
NFTs.
it.
I'm gonna post links for that. This will probably go up the day of the launch. Actually, I think May 18th. This will probably actually go up that same day. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, dog. Anything else you want to say? Um,
Yeah, man, I just want to tell
pretty much
everybody.
keep it off.
I just want everybody to tell everybody, man, y'all keep y'all head up. know it's real hard right now. The money ain't like everybody wants. So just keep your head up, stay focused, stay in your prayers. You gotta pray in this one. So, uh,
There you go.
we say pray to Christ because technically He is the avenue to talk to God. Me personally, I try not to talk directly to God because it's not worthy. That was the whole point of Christ. He does all the talking to God for us. So, yeah, talk to Christ, man. As much as you can. I know a lot of times you might just do the one liner for it. Whatever you can, do it because now it's boiling down to who can pray the most. Really. That's what it's going to be now. So don't get too busy where you forget about your maker. So that's the most important thing I want to know. I'm not a piece of my business person. My daddy was. His daddy was. Me and my brothers go for the line of preach. None of us became one. So that's 5 generation thing. Stop. But I'm preaching on a different pulpit. You feel me? So I'm still kind of doing this on a different platform. So I want to tell everybody that curiosity is nothing more important than that. Take care of your family. Take care of yourself. And, stay positive. No more road rage. Somebody acting a fool on the road, let them go. Because
I like that advice.
yeah, like a lot of us, uh, most everybody you see around you is having a bad day. So any little thing you
Right.
can check, back in before 2019, not all of us was having bad days. But nowadays, everybody's having a bad day. So any little thing you do, you get killed now. I said on a day yesterday, 5 people in Houston got murdered in one day from road rage. And that's
Oh
like,
shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like I don't really my rule in the car Viper is I don't really try to make eye contact because I'm really just trying to go my way. If
exactly,
nothing's worth that shit, at the end of the day, a
exactly,
car is just a car, and I don't
exactly,
give a fuck. Like, let's just be safe. I'm just trying
exactly.
to.
Yeah,
This shit is that important to me. You can go ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a
exactly.
fuck.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. Don't make eye contact. Unlike when you walk on the street,
You shouldn't.
you should. Unlike on the street when you walk by somebody, if they make eye
Right. I like
contact,
the streets. Yeah, you
because
want to kind of check
yeah,
physically, but in the car,
in the car
really,
it's
some people
different.
get upset, or you get upset, and they start posturing. That's how a situation will escalate
That's
just from
how
eye
it
contact.
escalates.
You know what I mean? So
And,
keep that shit to a minimum.
and be ready for these fools driving because
Yeah.
they
Someone can have a real fucking bad day. You don't know. You don't know what someone's going through. They might just lost their job, talking about their girl cheating on them,
hey,
blah blah blah. They just have a real bad day, and this is it.
this is
Then they
it.
hit you with some shit, and they about to
Exactly.
go the fuck off. They ain't got no
Exactly.
insurance.
So that's the point. You have to.
Yeah,
It got to the point now where we have to literally humble ourselves in situations that we might not want to, and that's where that prayer comes in. It's going to humble you. You humbling yourself to Christ, you're gonna be able to humble yourself to some fool that just cut you off. So now it ain't no, you ain't in the right no more. You can be totally in the right. I had a guy the other day uh, pull out a gun, show me a gun for driving too slow. So
oh
it,
shit.
it ain't no right or wrong. You ain't right. Yeah, you right, but you be right and dead. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the 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 stick, like you say, there's no contact. Let them do what they gonna do. Uh, they are gonna be wrong, but let them think that they right. Simple as that. Because
Yeah.
everybody out here is having it bad, man. You know,
You
so
never know, man. You really
never
never
know,
know.
never know. I mean,
No.
it's so dangerous. One little mistake cost you your life or your child life. They shooting in the car. They don't care who they get. So as long as somebody get hit, that's all they gonna be happy with. You know. And at the end of the day, all they gonna do is drive off and somebody be dead in your car, and you gotta hope that you even got the life for somebody did, which more than likely they won't. And if they do even find the person, they gonna come with some crap that is going to get them some kind of plea deal where they might get, 10 years and you'll be dead. You see what I'm saying? So, is it worth it? You feel it? It ain't worth it.
Hell no, man.
Well, yeah,
Piper, who's some of your favorite comedians, bro? Who did you like? Who did you like growing up? Like,
man, I was into the older cats.
like stand-up comedians.
Yeah, I was really the older cats. I was like Mr. Fry,
This is why, of course.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that raw special routine, delirious.
Yeah. But man, I'm the type of person I like any and every artist that's bringing something to the table. There is no black white thing in there. I like, I can tell you so many people I like. Rodney Dangerfield. Just in general, man, I like any entertainer that has not put a bad thought in my mouth, and that's 99.9% of it, man.
Yeah. I feel like Rodney Dangerfield too. He's funny as fuck.
I mean, it's so many. Everybody has a talent. That was my point of view. Whatever your talent is, use it to get money for God's kingdom. Simple as that. So it's Christ's kingdom. Whatever your talent is, use it to
whatever
get
it
money.
is. Yeah, you gotta keep his name in it. You know what I'm saying? 100.
You literally have to bleed the block. If you have to bleed the block, that money is going to Christ. Do it. Hey, everybody, some people gonna have a little harder, but when you taking money to give it to Christ, hey, so be it.
Yeah,
so that's all I want to say to everybody, man. Try to stay positive. Like I say, it's gonna get worse, everybody. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we all know it's gonna get worse. So let's just prepare. You know what I mean? That's basically it.
What do you think is gonna happen next in the Russia-Ukraine? What do you predict? What do you think is gonna really pop off? What's the next thing we can see?
Well, a lot of American military leaders are saying that it's just gonna escalate. There's nothing really can be done. And the reason why it's going to escalate is because Russia thinks they're right. Unfortunately, the whole world doesn't believe democracy is the right way. Some countries believe tyranny. Tyranny is the right way. Who are we to judge and say our way is better than theirs? You know what I'm saying? And there lies the oxymoron. They think they right. We think we right. We don't fight until we feel like we've eradicated them. They gonna fight till they feel like they've eradicated us. So you just do the math. It's only a matter of time. I mean, I think first thing's gonna happen. Putin's already said that he's gonna do something about the American funding Ukraine. And so, unfortunately, his words are not enough to deter us in certain things, basic things, humanitarian things, basic military, artillery, auxiliary, non-conventional, conventional weaponry. Whatever he says cannot deter us from that. Well, that's what's frustrated him. He feels like if he ups the rhetoric, it'll deter us from assisting conventionally. Well, that's the problem. We're not going to stop assisting conventionally. Now, unconventional assistance we may not do. Things like no-fly zone, additional military, U.S. troops. We won't do that, but we will continue to finance them. And because of that, that is going to be unacceptable to Putin, and he's naturally going to escalate through the game. And so, the next step, in my opinion, is going to be the Ukrainians, because of this massive amount of military we've given them. They're actually going to have the opportunity now to decentralize the Donbass region and take back some of that territory that Russia took, and that's going to be unacceptable to Russia. At that point, they're going to begin to potentially fire weaponry uh, into states that are allowing weaponry to uh, come through their country to get to Ukraine, which is Poland primarily. And the minute they attack Poland, we're gonna have to, all NATO countries are going to have to be involved, and then there's the escalation. So, uh, I hate to say it, it's not the happy ending we're hoping for, but it's the truth. So that's the knocking it with that escalation.
So amidst all this global chaos, this uncertainty, where does crack legalization stand in the middle of all this? What's the version on that?
You know, at this point, it's kind of like all the other ideas that kind of just get swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Compared to all that's happening right now, it's just it's such a small piece of the pie. And at the end of the day, uh,
It's on the back burner.
it's on the back burner.
Okay. All right. What you been watching on the tube, Viper? What's on the Netflix list? What's on the Paramount Plus? What you been watching, Big Dog?
And I recently watched the new West Side Story a few weeks ago. It's good. It's different. It's different than the first West Side Story. You gotta watch both of them. But
I seen the original. I remember the original one.
the second one is just as good, but some parts are different, which makes it so cool. Some parts are a little different, but everything else is the same. But it goes back to the whole thing of theme movies. They don't make them anymore. Movies that have this centralized theme music that you hear throughout the whole movie over and over again, which familiarizes you with the movie, which gives it its own imprint. They don't do that no more. Superman, Star Wars, classic movies you can think of where they had that theme going all the way through the movie. Well, West Side Story is like that. There's lots of movies out there like this. The Oz was a black movie that was like that. They all have a centralized theme where you hear it at the beginning, you hear it towards the middle of the front, you hear it again in the middle, you hear it again, you hear it 5 times, and it just implants this sound in your head. So, I'm really into movies like that lately that have just a centralized theme, Fabulous Baker Boys, Racing with the Moon, even The Last Unicorn. In particular, a recent movie I watched that has the same thing is Pinocchio 2021. You have got to see that. Oh my goodness. It's a good movie because it has that same centralized theme music. And what people are doing, movie filmmakers, they're getting established composers who can write these theme songs, these theme melodies, with the orchestra, and it goes through song. And so I've been very interested in following some of these composers. And it's been really fun because they all have their own set of movies that they compose the music for. And so this cat that did the music for Pinocchio, he's got a long list of movies. One of them is Paddington 2. So I'm going to watch that one. I watched Paddington 1. But it just goes back to the whole thing of a theme, because I want to get back into that. Being I'm going to do a lot of new music. I want to kind of go back to the finding a theme of an album, which is kind of like you hear that one song and it's going to stick to you. Okay, well that's that album. Kind of like Y'all Cowards was that song. Y'all Cowards, it wasn't the first song on the album. It was like the 4th song. But when you hear it, it's the album, it's the theme. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of getting back to that. So it's been fun kind of watching some of these composers on the other movies. Watched the guy that did Fabulous Baker Boys and Racing with the Moon. He also did the movie Havana. So I want to watch that soon because it's the same thing with composer making all the music. Nowadays, movies just have totally got up going away from that. They don't have composers anymore. They don't have theme songs. They just have, basic ambient sounds throughout the movie, and it's pretty boring musically, you know. Um, and
Right.
so I'm trying to get back to those roots of music in the movie. So I've been kind
Mm.
of following a lot of movie series of movies that particular uh, composers who do a number of movies. So I've got quite a few movies lined up to watch. Tank 2, Havana, uh, you know, the list goes on. But some of these uh, composers, man, they make 20, 30 movies. The theme music for 20, 30 movies. And you hear that same composer's hand through every movie, and you know who it is. Kind of like
Yeah.
the guy that
Yeah,
did.
you can feel the influence.
Yeah, you know it. You know the sound. So it's pretty cool because as a musician, you want to develop that. You kind of have a distinct sound. So, yeah, movie wise.
Yeah, what kind of films would you score? Like would you do horror? Would you do musicals? Would you do dramas? Like what do you see yourself scoring as far as movies go?
Me personally, I would see myself more as a sci-fi type cat, uh, particularly. Uh, but I would also do drama. My favorite genres are fantasy. But first starts with sci-fi, then of course uh, I like fantasy because it's number six. Then I like crime, you know, and drama. So those four I would, you know,
Law and Order type shit
yeah,
and then
I would kind of resonate to those. But of course, I like all genres, man. I used to just go down, movies, genre to genre. I watch an action movie, then I go down to the next one, next year, and just watch a movie, and each one, the newest movie, and each one is just kind of go through. But now, like I say, I'm on this whole composer thing, just doing that. But I'm sure after a while, I've been burned out on that, I'll go right back to genre, streaming, but genre, going through genre platforms. And pretty much, I go through every genre, man. There's, all of it. You got action, adventure, drama, comedy. I hit every one. Just go down the list and go right back to the start over. Western movies, war movies. It just goes on, man. I love all of that, man. Anything that's fictional, it's not real life. I can't. I don't like the horrific things in real life. I'm not into
yeah.
I'm not into first 48. I'm not into 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
60 minutes show somebody
Yeah.
get killed. I'm not into crime stories in terms of real life crime stories where they actually show real people that were killed or murdered. I'm not into that. But fictional is different because somebody really just died. You're not chronologizing somebody's death. It's a fictional account, and that's what all those genres are, and I'm really into that. Non-fictional stuff I can watch anything.
That's
I mean,
what's
I
up,
mean, I
man.
mean, fictional stuff. Yeah, fictional stuff I can watch. Yeah, and I've just been, they getting ready for these new album projects, so that's just a blessing, man. I'm very fortunate. I had a lot of time for myself to be able to recollect, a lot of things. My kids, they stand in touch with me and let you know they're okay. At the end of the day, man, we all are individuals. We all are in this thing. Just figure it out. And that's what's happening now. There's a consciousness I see that's rising where a lot of people are starting to understand what's going on. And that's important. A lot of people, in other words,
What is Viper the rapper the top ball sipping on nowadays? What's the bar looking like?
oh man, right now I was sipping on a specialty drink Man, we got so many daiquiri factories down here, man. I hit them all at least once a
That's
day.
the thing.
Now they saying crawfish, they selling crawfish at amount. So I give me a frozen drink and a pound of crawfish. Uh, come with the corn and potatoes and everything. Uh, so man, I'm getting all kind of different daiquiri stuff. So today I'm drinking a pina colada daiquiri. They got another place that sells all kind of cream drinks. They got cookies and cream, strawberry shortcake. Uh, all these have alcohol.
They're like milkshakes? What are they, like milkshakes or daiquiris?
They daiquiris, yeah, and they put candy in it, and they put actual cream, like cookies and cream, and they put strawberry shortcake has actual cream, and it's so good. And that's just one shop. There's dozens of them, So and I'm always sipping on something special. So it ain't just a standard vodka and lime. It's gonna be something else. Unfortunately, man, I want everybody to continue to play for me because I noticed that it seems like the devil, man, he's really been after me lately, man. I think a lot of stuff I've been saying, it's getting a lot of people thinking. At the end of the day, man, I ain't scared of Satan. He's just a hater. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, I know Christ, look out for me. So I'm not really afraid of much other than just losing, really close people. That's the only thing I'm really afraid of. I don't like. When I say afraid, I ain't talking about afraid. It's more like just don't like. What I'm saying? But other than that, man, I'm blessed. So I just want everybody out there, please continue to pray for me. I'm praying for y'all, and let's keep our heads up. Uh, and I have to say that because everything is going to, I hate to say it, but everything's going to get worse. In terms of those three things we talked about, and I just want everybody to keep their head up. This is the time where, as Satan wears down on us, we keep our heads up. Now, one thing I want to say is going to be in the Bible. It says, as a Christian, when we sick and we're not feeling well, we're supposed to carry ourselves as if we are feeling well, and as if we're normal, so that everybody else that sees us thinks we're happy and peaceful. And on the inside, the parts that ain't doing well, only Christ will know. So that's what I want to say to everybody. If you're having a hard time or something bad, don't let anybody know it. Don't let anybody see it but Christ. He's the only one that needs to know. Don't let anybody, not even talking about your spouse, nobody, the kids, don't let nobody know your business. And just let that one man know. That's the only person you know. I guarantee if you do that, whatever things you got is going to go real quick. But if you don't let everybody know,
He's the most important. Yeah. He's the most important confidant. You know what I'm saying?
He's the only one that needs to know. Everybody else ain't none of his business. At the end of the day, he applauds that. It said in the Bible, what you take the scriptures to him, he applauds. And I had to bite my tongue a few times and learn that the hard way. But sometimes you get a good piece of information, you get a good piece of news. You want to go to tell the whole world. You want to brag about it. But it goes both ways. Good things go both ways. Good things and bad things. You're supposed to only tell him about it. You ain't supposed to brag about it. You ain't supposed to tell everybody you sick. You ain't supposed to tell everybody you just got $30,000. You want to, though. The inside of you wants to say, hey, I'm the top dog on the hill. But guess what? When you take that information to him, he's going to give you more because he knows that you know how to handle it. You feel me?
Yeah, I really know.
And that's important because we're talking about real lives, real people. We get so into this gut about life and it's just about us. It ain't. We really are the last thing it's about. It's really about everybody else. There was something else I had to learn the hard way. You really supposed to put everybody first. You really supposed to be humble and let everybody else get their stuff first. And I'm learning it, and I'm learning the more you do that, the more you get blessed. Because God gonna, Christ gonna give it to you because He know you know how to handle it. You know, so I ride. I'm not out here in Lambos and all these other things. I'm living a modest life. That's it. That's all you gotta do, man. Especially now, what's going on in this world? You gotta be modest and humble, man. It's a tongue biter, it's a lip biter, but guess what? At the end of the day, it's the right thing to do. So I just want to shoot that out there to everybody, man. That's really important.
But talk a little bit about. I know you got some upcoming shows. Talk a little bit about your dates on your shows, so,
Oh
and how can
yeah,
people get in contact with you.
yeah, man. I'm glad we talked about that, and I'm gonna finish that on that. I have a show in Dallas on May 21st. Really excited about that. I'm going to be performing 2 songs tonight, which is probably going to be just show out. I'm going to start out with A1 Cocaine. Probably going to be the first song. It's a fast song, short, about 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to follow up. The last song is going to be just show out, which is also a 3 minute song. So that's going to be a short set, but I will have vinyl stuff, signed vinyl stuff. Might have some cassettes, CDs, so everybody can go up there. So far, I've got maybe 40 or 50 people already bought tickets for that. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be Saturday afternoon. Then 1 week after that, got the show in LA.
Yo, there you go.
The show in LA is already sold out. Same thing. I'm
Okay.
doing a church over there. Uh, I'm doing a full show over there, probably about a 20 to 30 minute show. And so I'm really excited about that. I'm in headline over there. I'm in headline in Dallas too, but it's a lot of people performing in Dallas, so I want to make sure everybody has plenty of time to get out there and get it done. So, but LA, that's on the 28th, May 28th. And then 1 week after that, June 4th, which is also a Saturday, I'll be performing in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh. It's Kensington, Pittsburgh, Kensington, Pennsylvania, which is just a few minutes from Pittsburgh, New York. And that one has about 200 people already committed for it. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, man, I'm just glad that people appreciate me enough to where they're showing support in multiple fashions. They find vinyl, they find tickets to the shows, had a couple people buy NFTs. Uh, I want to shoot this out too. A lot of people didn't know that I also have a new apparel website. I've coupled partnered with a lot of different artists that are letting me sell their products. Some of my stuff's on there. So if y'all go to gruffieswasson.com, that's Gruffy, Swasson, SWAWSON.com. And just check out some of the apparel there, man. It's some nice stuff there, and it's reasonably priced. And I'm always discounting prices. I'm going to start cutting a lot of the things to lower. There's also discount coupons when you go to the site. Each coupon. So also, if you buy an item there, you do receive a free product. It's a mystery product, but you will receive a product in person there. So go to Gruffy Swasson. It's GRUFFYSWAWSON, and pick something up from there, man. You're gonna love it. And then the last thing, of course, is just get opportunity to go online to RapperViperBandcamp.com, pick up that vinyl, and you will have a piece of legacy that will last for generations to come. That's about it.
Okay. All right. There you go. So the show's coming up. It's rolled out. Follow the Twitter. follow the IG,
Yeah,
and get the vinyl, and be on the lookout for the double vinyl coming out, the double out, from Viper. So,
no doubt. The Twitter is at RapperViper. Also, it's going to be the actual website is uh, twitter.com/RapperViper. Instagram is going to be Viper the Rapper. So at Viper THA Rapper RAPPA. So I'm gonna spell it out at VIPERTHA RAPPA.
okay, but
And then
yeah, I'm gonna have all your links in there, though. I'm gonna have all your links from last time. But
yeah, and they
anything
go.
else?
Yeah, that's basically it, man. The artwork at apt13.com, apt13gallery.com. You can pick up a Viper's original painting. And then the last thing, of course, is rapperviper.com. Rapper Viper Bandcamp.com for the money. That's it.
Yes, sir. All right, Viper. Hey, but I appreciate you checking in with us today and sharing your time and letting the people know what's going on.
Absolutely, man. I want you to stay blessed and highly favored. And I want everybody out there to stay safe and y'all also stay blessed as well.
Yes, sir. And stay G'd up, man. Stay G'd up. Don't forget patreon.com/G'd up podcast. I got all types of stuff on there. That's a pretty good Patreon. I got shit on there with my dad. I got my son freestyling. It's all good. So, all right, Viper. Until next time, dog.
All right, take care of that
I'm
family.
with you, brother. You have a blessed night, man.
You too.
All right,